Thank you for watching this ag forecast for the Western U.S. I'm Andrew Pritchard, Senior Meteorologist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. Well, starting off with the satellite picture here, first thing on Friday morning. Happy Friday. We got a big front sweeping through the eastern third of the country, delivering some much cooler air from the Canadian Prairie down into the northern plains and on into the southern U.S. Meanwhile, heat sneaking back up the west coast, where we've got a fire weather risk ongoing into the weekend. We'll look at the radar picture here on Friday morning. Again, some showers making their way through parts of the Pacific Northwest, even some snow flurries across parts of Montana into Wisconsin and Minnesota, and then just some light showers along that frontal boundary across the northeast down into the southeast. As we look at the hazards map on Friday morning, again, fire weather advisories here, red flag warnings across California down into, or across Northern California down into Southern California, and air quality index issues there as well. We've also got frost advisories across parts of southwestern Oregon with some cooler air making its way into the region. As we got a zoomed-in look at some of the red flag warnings here. This is from the National Weather Service in Sacramento, kind of outlining some of the hazards there. We're talking about northeast winds, 15 to 25 miles per hour, gusting to 40, occasionally higher, and minimum daytime humidity here right around 10 to 20% during the afternoon hours, with pretty bad humidity recovery during the overnights, only seeing the humidity ticking back up to about 45%. So what I'm showing you here, we're looking at the total accumulated precipitation forecast over the next 7 days, and then the total snowfall forecast just through Sunday or Monday morning over on the right. And so there you can see it here. We're talking about, 3 to 5 inches of rainfall still possible across parts of western Washington. Just talking about a half an inch or an inch or so across parts of northwest Oregon. The I-5 corridor pretty dry here as we head into the coming week. As you head back toward northern Idaho, parts of western Montana, some of the higher elevations, that's where we'll see some of that significant snowfall and a lot of the moisture being wrung out in those areas. Otherwise, as we look at the rest of the West, we're talking about all of California back toward the Four Corners region remaining dry over the next 7 days. Unfortunately, with that ridge of high pressure across the region, we are simply going to have an active storm track right through this region, missing us here across, again, California, Nevada, back into Arizona and Utah. The pattern's illustrated well here as we just look at the 500 millibar height pattern and the total snowfall accumulation forecast here as we head into early next week. Again, a big ridge over the Gulf of Alaska, a big trough here anchored across western Canada into the Great Lakes. That sets up an active storm track right along that gradient there. And that's why we see the heaviest precipitation, that chance for some snow from the Pacific Northwest, really focused on Washington and then tracking down into the central U.S. And that is, again, why we remain dry here, completely dry across California eastward toward the Four Corners as we head through the next 5 to 7 days. The temperature pattern over the next 5 days on the left and then days 6 through 10 on the right. Not much change as we head through the next 5 to 10 days. Again, the pattern remains anchored in place, and that is going to send heat across the southwest from California toward the Four Corners. And then with precipitation, cloud cover, and at times cold fronts making their way into parts of the Pacific Northwest, will kind of fluctuate between cooler days, warmer days, overall averaging out to near average across that region. Or when I say that region, I mean across Washington, Oregon, Idaho, into as you push into western Montana, you're really going to be spending the majority of that time with some of the cooler air across the region. Here's the jet stream flow at 500 millibars. I'll just hit play on it, and again, you see the active storm track, the jet stream winds just screaming through this region as we head through the next 5 to 7 days. Upper level low anchored here across, again, western Canada through the Hudson Bay. Storm systems simply being flung around the base of that trough through the Pacific Northwest into the Central Plains and then off toward the Northeast. We'll take a zoomed-in look at the precipitation forecast through the weekend with the NAM model, and we'll get it started here on Friday afternoon. Some showers across western Washington, rain and a few snow flurries across northern Idaho into Montana, transitioning over to mostly snow across Montana during the day on Saturday. We then see another system sneak in here as we get into Sunday. Heavy rain across western Washington, transitioning over to some snow in eastern Washington into northern Idaho and western Montana once again. This slinks down into Wyoming and the Central Plains as we get into Monday. And then with fast flow continuing across the region, we'll just see the chance continuing into early next week for showers across western Washington and some snowfall as you head further off to the east. We'll zoom it out, look at the European model. This will take us a little bit deeper into next week. Again, here's the system making its way through right now. We'll see a little bit of a break. See another system organized on Sunday make its way in. And then as we head through Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week, we'll just look for the chance for light showers across western Oregon, western Washington, with the chance for some additional snow showers across northern Idaho into western Montana. Again, total precipitation over the next 7 days right there. Total snowfall over on the right through Monday morning. Let's take a look at those wind gusts as we head into the weekend. We'll look at the high-resolution NAM model to do that. We'll see strong winds at times really focused in this region. We're talking about parts of Washington into Idaho, Montana, down into Wyoming. The good news is where we've got the dry conditions, we'll see less in the way of strong winds. So elevated fire risks at times, but again, that will be kind of mitigated by not having the real intense winds as we head through the weekend. So as this system sneaks through, we'll see those winds gusting 50 to 70 miles per hour at times across northern Idaho down into Montana and Wyoming. We'll see the winds begin to let up just a hair as we head into the day on Saturday into Sunday. But as we continue to see this active storm track, we will again at times see those winds flaring up across the Pacific Northwest down into the Central Rockies. Fire weather outlook over the next 3 days. Again, elevated in Northern California today, some downslope flow. As we go down to Southern California, we've got a critical fire weather risk there for the same reasons. Elevated risk tomorrow continues across Southern Cal. And then as we head into Sunday, we'll be looking to New Mexico with some of the drier air and strong winds across that region. We'll finish with a look at your high temperatures over the next 5 days. Again, warmth across much of the west today and tomorrow. You can see the cool air trying to move into Montana and the northern plains as we head into Sunday. That'll cool things down a bit across the Pacific Northwest. Additionally, we'll see some rain and cloud cover across that region, keeping it cool across the Pacific Northwest as we head all the way into early next week through 50s and 60s in Washington and Oregon, all the way down to the mid-90s as you head into the desert Southwest.